Okay.
Let's see what I
Kotte
got.
banned Miranda. Ryooo bans High Rise. Actually, pretty similar to what we saw last time. Miranda being banned by the underdog and another swingy map, in this case High Rise being banned. I think it likely would have been picked by Kotte, honestly, looking at the picks here.
Well, Cody swinging out with the El Clasico, not bronze, iron pick. This is a venue that we all know and love because it's actually just the most beautiful thing in the world. But also, it's picked only in iron and in challenger. It's Terrace.
I did a Terrace jigsaw puzzle with Minty last night. Terrace is beautiful. It's also a 3 of 5 map that's incredibly popular with the lower divisions and less popular with the higher divisions, so it makes sense as a pick. We got Ryooo selecting Ballroom as his double pick. A bit more standard, less to say. And then going through Coddy's picks, he's going to finish us off with Tayan and Pub. We got a lot more swingy maps coming from the lower seed. And then Ryooo picking Modern and Courtyard, which are two of the least swingy maps, though
Yeah,
I will
if we,
argue about Courtyard.
if you wanted to look at this draft, if you took off the nameplates on all of the on this draft and just told me this is what the draft looks like, which one's the underdog, I would easily pick up like, okay, whoever's picking all these swinging maps, they think of themselves as the underdog, and whoever is picking these ballrooms, these modern, these courtyards, these sniper favored maps where weaker snipers can be punished, and while stronger snipers can lock it down, I would say they also think of themselves as the overcat, as some people like to say.
Okay. Goodness, gold is going to be brutal next year. No matter who wins this match. And let's see who gets to be there, though. We're starting off with Terrace, because of course we are. And it's Ryooo playing Pearls here for gold versus Kadi's Sniper. We got Inspect and Swap as the missions, and we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, what is gold gonna look like next year? Well, we have what confirmed? We have Pofke confirmed. We have
We know
Dowsy
Yeesh is
confirmed.
out. There's one blessing. Uh,
Yeesh is no longer in gold. Yes, we know Dowsy's in. We know Pofke's in. We know Lazy Bear's in, and we know Scallions is in. Oh my god.
yeah, we'll
Oh,
see more
yeah, something.
matches here in the future. The big one, I don't know. Do we really want an OP in this mess? I feel like
Yeah, get me out, please.
like Platinum's any better.
I'm right.
Ryu here going in for his first flirt.
All right. Yeah, this is gonna be really big. See, because again, as you said, no matter who goes in from this match, it's just gonna be a killer gold division. Rio is very strong, and if Kadi can beat Rio, no matter what you thought of Kadi before this tournament, that is going to essentially prove, Kadi's going to prove, say, hey, I belong in this division too. I'm scary too. Watch out.
Yeah, this is a fine start. If Seduction Target comes here, we can sip and get our flirt on. I'm sure we will. Ryu has been very solid in his decision making all season, tournament placement included, and it's why he's sitting here playing this match.
Yeah, Rio picks up a highlight for one of a BB split or a bar highlight. Not quite sure which. We'll see.
Or the fingerprint. Oh,
Or the
come on,
fingerprint.
Seduction
That's
Target.
true.
You
Oh,
you sexy,
ST.
sexy man. Look at that mustache. Look how sexy he is. We just need one more. The obvious play, the most straightforward, would be waiting for this briefcase to become available and just take the second print. You're really relying on Cody to have missed the drink print in that case, because it's hard to miss a briefcase print. The other reality is someone might get shot. Ambassador is a bit crowded right now. Mom
Yeah,
gonna do? No, mom's not doing a bug path. We're fine.
yeah. One of the things that is possible on Terrace that can be quite strong is to get a quick early flirt done, get the contact, and then do a purloin direct or delegate. Doesn't really matter. Force the sniper to only have 10 seconds to decide.
We do have a
Rio doesn't go for it
difficult
though.
print available at the bar. Um, we can also get the drink if we don't get the difficult to give us a purloin option if we do miss the difficult. We do have options here. Ooh, safety off.
So yeah, safety off on Cowboy as he walks back into conversation. RST not looking long for life here. We step into this statue. Is it fingerprintable? Yes, it is,
It,
and Kotte is on it.
so we had briefcase, we had that statue, we had drinks. But Kotte, I think, was particularly suspicious of the first fingerprint, and good shot there, and particularly a good hold on not shooting on Cowboy. Maybe if he talked there, Ryooo gets bailed out. That's a lead for the underdog, if you
Yeah,
can call one
Kotte
game a
going up.
lead.
Going up 1-0. It is not a lead until you break serve, in my opinion, Mr. Pone Noob. So we'll see if Kotte can take a spy win to actually create a lead here, or if Ryooo is going to keep it even with a sniper win in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Good. You know that like players, we don't see situations where players are playing well on both sides too often. Like we have both players playing well. You can tell already that both these players came and put their big boy pants on because Ryu knew about that print, and that print had been there for actual minutes. And then
Yeah,
Cody knew about that print because he's willing to shoot for it immediately.
yeah, no hesitation there on that shot. Was quite sure about it, and very, very strong play from both players. That print could have been forgotten by lesser spies and lesser snipers. So we'll see if that play can continue and whose play is going to win out on the day. Kotte getting up his second flirt at 69%. Nice.
Nice.
Uh, and we could take a contact here. We would only have two people in for real, but there aren't that many bullets to, get with this. Only the one
Oh, you,
which is
you take
Irish
this
right
banana.
now.
You take this banana bread.
Yeah, I think even
Irish
as
isn't
this.
gonna come help you out. Just
So
take it
what's good
now.
about this contact and what's good about this on Terrace is that even if you're not, even if you're the spy and you're in the conversation on the other side, you're not actually getting a real contact. This is a contact you still probably want to take. You let off minimal lowlights while also forcing the sniper to consider that perhaps one of these other AIs is in fact the spy because they have that contact. In this case, Kotte is in fact in with the double agent, but it's not super, super suspicious like it might be in other venues if you saw so little people in for the real contact while everyone else was out. But we are that highlight for the real contact.
That green would have been nice there on the flirt. We've also had a few bugging opportunities, and we've just refused them. Uh, I don't like when Ambassador comes behind us, and it just makes the whole situation more awkward because we might be credited for a bug. If we were credited for a bug, we'd be dead right now. But uh, what's the third mission? Seek's bug is not particularly well noted to be brilliant.
Yeah, that can be the dilemma on any of these 3 of 5s. It's how do you get past that third mission without getting shot for it? It's so easy to be on top of mostly everything. You can track those fingerprints. You can track the inspect visitors if that happens to be on 3 of 5s very, very easily compared to the 4 of 8s and the 5 of 8s. So you have to find out. How do I get this past the sniper? It's a small venue. There's not much cover. How do I do this?
Seduction target wants to die. He's doing another talk. He did a fingerprint earlier. We do have a lot of highlights on the table right now. Another banana bread here would potentially get someone shot, though most of the people in that conversation are already highlight, potentially already have the banana bread.
As far as people who already have the contact, it is in fact Bling Twin and Pearls over there. General is a highlight despite not having a contact at all, and it's unfortunately not in with the real double agent, so it doesn't seem like they're probably going to get shot here. We are going to go over to this statue, which I'm not sure is
There's nothing here.
advisable. There's a print here, but it doesn't matter. We only have the one, and it
Are we getting shot for one print? No, go away. It's not
no
us.
way. Oh, and
Aw,
Rio,
okay.
we would have timed out anyways. But Rio takes the shot for the single print, probably a little bit worried that he might have missed a print somewhere from Seek. Knew Seek had that real contact and just was not afraid to take that shot. Probably a little bit of a difficult shot, but it is in fact correct in the end, and we go to 1-1.
Yeah, we didn't factually have the opportunity for a second print. But I mean, the guy has a green arrow above his head. You can shoot him. We
Yeah,
will
Rio.
allow that. I'm considering maybe just taking off fingerprints this game because both snipers have proven that they are incredibly capable of noticing fingerprints. But
Yeah,
we're in specs and swap off again. This time is rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
and this is the very standard setup for high rise. It can be very difficult for those AIs to pick up full inspects due to the fact that they have to visit both sets of statues separately. So, uh,
Mom did a bug path and a half.
yeah, if Ryooo is kind of on top of who does bug paths in this game, and that is kind of an underrated skill. It's easy to frame someone who's been to like center statues or someone who has two prints, but noticing who could have had those bugs and who the sniper might be suspicious of for those bugs, despite the fact that it's not actually a soft tell that the spy can be sure about that
No
this
talk.
character has it. Um, that can be very strong. We'll see if this contact comes off right now. Teal could be a very big suspect, especially now she's talking. It
It
could.
would be a double talk for us unless we greened it. We're not taking it. The problem with framing someone like Teal right now is who's she flirting with? Us? She's next to a double agent, primarily. This is going to be a double dip here. We're getting the flirt and the potential purloin. And getting a
Yeah,
highlight for it. I think these are just memory tools, though. I don't think this is necessarily a flirt pairing.
yeah, I don't think so either. And if we take this directly, we could go for the frame on Teal. If she has the bug, she doesn't need the contact. Or if she has the contact, she doesn't need the flirt. We just take the delegate though. Ryooo not quite on top of that potential framing opportunity. Teal does pick up the fingerprint though, so that could be big for Ryooo, even if he doesn't realize it.
Yeah. This could be the situation where Teal has half of every mission and doesn't actually get shot. This banana bread's getting better and better. We do a red test flirt. Oh, we're framing a purloin on
Oh,
boots.
oh, we red test our ST out of the conversation. Then she walks away. We go to bar as if we've
It's
been
being watched.
delegated. Watch, this list is going to disappear as we speak. Is Kotte on this? It might be worse if Cotte's on this just because of the fact that our ST looks so suspicious for splitting from that conversation. We did red flip them away. The safety comes off on our ST. This could be a huge frame from Ryooo.
This is a play. I think Tabsy's done. I know I've done it. Banana bread here might just get boots shot. We are talking, but it's a real banana bread for
And
boots.
there it is. Safety's
Shot
off,
comes off.
and oh my goodness, the play works exactly as intended. Ryooo using that red flirt to utter perfection. Our ST getting shot, framing her for the crime. It's not a lover's crime; it's a spy's crime. But we pinned it on our lover this time around, and
I do
very
like how
very
there's
nice play.
only two suspects, maybe three. Irish never got her low light, and it's still absolutely brilliant play. It doesn't matter if you're the second most suspect person at the party. You ain't dead.
Yeah, and Ryooo manages to find that spy win on Terrace. It's one of the harder ones to find, harder 3 of 5 venues to find spy wins, just statistically. But they can happen. It's still 3 of 5, and in this case, went away from the fingerprints route and instead tried to get that frame happening, and it works beautifully. Now, Kotte needs to answer on his iron pick on spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I like this flirt. 47% is a fine start by me. You should not eat too much suspicion for the flirt, but you get lots of progress, and everything's fine. Um, Bar's already busy, which is so typical on these bar maps. I don't know why the AI like the bar so much more early than they do late. Um,
I think
One of
it's
them
just
was a
because
double
that they're
agent.
all pathing around at the beginning, perhaps time of chaos. So
Yeah, you could see like 7 or 8 people end up at a bar in like Modern or Aquarium, and it's just like, I guess I'll purloin. I guess I'll just keep half the party doing a hardtail. That's fine.
yeah, Cotty does have that early flirt, but our ST has not settled down since then, so we're not really getting anything out of it from here. But we do have a good amount of time. 3 of 5s tend to have quite a bit of time to finish that flirt off, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Alice picking up immediate 2 fingerprints. Is Cotty on this?
Yeah, and more importantly, Ooh, that path.
Oh, yeah. Alice does a little bit of a just wiggle behind the ambassador right there, framing herself at this point. If Ryo is not sure, he could be crediting Alice. He's trying to like figure out, should I just lull it? Is this too bad? Is this too awful for any spy to reasonably do? He really wants to see if that low light comes off, but here comes a contact. She's talking during it. It's a fake for her, but you know, he still just could get shot because she doesn't need the contact necessarily if she's finishing with flirt and you've assumed the bug and you have the fingerprint count.
Not the prettiest path into the bar, but I think we have bigger things in our mind here. If you're gonna purloin to someone, may as well make it Alice. Oh, nope,
Alice
Alice is
does
low
pick up the
light.
low light. Ryo is not convinced by all of this activity. She goes back to neutral light, but she's no longer a big suspect like she was before. Ryo has decided this is not behaviorally how a spy would act. No spy would be this brazen. She finally picks up the low light
And
for that
and then
little
she does
pathing.
another weird bounce. Good. You can just see Ryo's thought process in his sniping, protecting bugs at the side of the party. If we do a purloin here, it would be to Kane, and just on
Yeah,
time.
we do have a little bit of a animation break as we delegate there. If you do the instant stop talk, what you want to do is you want to have it during the middle between your idle animation, so you don't have that animation break
Purloin
stutter.
off.
7 seconds for Ryo to take this shot. Is he on top of this? Neutral suspicious. We get marked neutral suspicious. The shot's not going to come off. 1 second. There's not enough time. Ryo not on top of realizing you have to take that shot within 10 seconds. The spy can well be finished here, and Kotte manages to bring it back on Terrace 2-2.
Yeah, real weird little neutral light highlight stuff there at the end. It looks like he's playing with his food, but you can't play with your food. You need to get it down before soccer practice there, Ryo. Um,
Soccer
I,
practice?
I
Isn't
don't
it
know.
football? He's French.
Football? He's French. Um, shout outs to women's soccer. France just lost. Um,
Ouch.
and I know, right? Do we know where Cotty's from? Do we have a little flag? Oh, he's
Uh,
looks like Germany.
huh, cool.
Unless I'm
Oh,
don't know what a Belgian flag looks like. And we have Irish, who's definitely not Irish. On our topic of nationalities, we're losing the plot, and hopefully the set's over soon. And 3, 2, 1, playing it.
you want the set to be over soon? I want the set to
No,
go the full length. Come on, man.
you know what
This is
happens if the
exciting
set goes
stuff.
over? We get more Spy Party. Reminder, guys, after this, we're getting to watch the Hazard matches. We're doing a quick host and caster change, so you get some real hosts and casters with Warning Track, and I believe Dowsy.
No, warning
Um,
track and Crazy Kaylee.
oh, actual.
Diamond level cast.
To remind you, I am Diamond now. Uh,
Okay,
all,
okay, fair
all
enough.
casts are Diamond level. We got 34%.
Yeah, 34% early flirt. It's just a very, very normal opening from Ryo. Not anything special, not anything rushy. We'll see how this game develops. RST walks away from us. We could look for a bug. The ambassador is on the move across the party.
What we didn't see with the last set, and I'm wondering if we're gonna see it now. We just didn't see many bugs. There was a lot of behind the back opportunities not being taken in the Pofke set. Uh, I'm thinking Ryu, based on that uh, Terrace game, is really trying to respect his opponent and make big plays. You could even twitch over here and do the bug if you wanted to.
Yeah, Ryo sitting next to the ambassador, not
No
quite
talk.
in range. Just you keep saying no talk as if most snipers are going to notice or care, especially on ballroom with so many conversations. I know you might, and
Oh,
generally speaking,
I'm
from
only
the
saying it because I actually believe that these players are at a high enough level where I don't think it's necessarily Coddy's wheelhouse, but it is the sort of thing where it's like Ryu not doing something clean is surprising.
yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's definitely something you don't have to let your sniper, you know, possibly catch.
He's
Especially if
choosing to
there's
do
no
the flirt,
downside to your talking.
choosing to do the flirt before picking up the book, and it's another one of those things where I'm not sure it was really necessary, unless you're also planning on microfilming, and I don't think we are.
We do have
Um,
a nice bit of cover here for this microphone transfer if you wanted to, but we don't go for it. We just are with the contact. We have the one flirt. We are waiting for that flirt cooldown to go down, and we are down to a minute left in this game.
Yeah, Ryu just consistently makes the most optimal choice. So we wanted to wait for the cooldown to expire and go to some pad that isn't a conversation, and Ryu just chooses the closest one, which makes total sense. We don't have enough time to be going off the windows and coming back. He just chooses the pad right in front of him, and it's never going to get really noticed there by the spy that we're being more efficient than the average AI. We do
To
need
be
two missions. We do not take the purloin. It's important to note. Um, Fingerprints are
Yeah,
kind of off the table, and spec swap is obviously a choice, but it's not one that's particularly
yeah,
healthy
it's
in
a
my mind.
choice that's running down at this point. You want to do that before that inspect swap would take you to 10 seconds or below. Here comes a swap. We do get the green pearl in right
We
before it, so this is
we
going to
do
be
have
a
a line
quick
over two.
two hardtails right at the end of the game. We haven't done anything else that's really all that suspicious. We are kind of hidden behind some statues, some party goers as well on the camera. We're not even on screen during the swap, and
There's
4 seconds
no rotate.
left. There's no way Kotte's going to see this in time, and Ryooo gets away with it completely clean. He is a ghost in this party, not a highlight, not a low light. He was never even thought about by Kotte, and that is a mission win on Ballroom.
Yeah, Ryu has done this a couple times in the tournament placement, choosing to do swap over doing middle statues. Yet again, same thing. He gets a bit on the right side of the pad to block the pad if the rotate does come over. That being said, Kotte was just not ready for it. He was not ready for the swap, and I don't think we were going to be the overtime shot if there was overtime.
Yeah, for sure. And that means Kotte needs to bring back a spy win of his own coming into this next game on Ballroom, or else it's going to look really worrisome as Ryooo does win as the higher seed on ties. And taking advantage as the higher seed in these games is big. So we'll see if Kotte can make this spy win happen to keep it even, to keep it within range in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And he takes control about a second in. We had opportunity there to do like the really cheeky, like immediate purloin.
We're flirting with a rocker, by the way. That's the thing that's
Yeah, we're
happening.
just gonna go flirt with someone who's not our seduction target. You saucy minx.
It's
Okay.
actually kind of a good thing to do if you think the sniper's gonna be watching for flirt, just because if you miss pair, it looks a little bit weird. It's hard to get your the sniper mindset out of that pair later on in the game. Generally speaking, at least it is for me when I try to flirt pair.
Yeah, I disagree. I just they get a highlight, and then I just notice every little thing they ever do ever assist.
Speaking of
Um,
highlights, RST gets one. Speaking of highlights and flirts is what I should say.
this
Kotte goes
is
statue to statue. We don't actually get this flirt as we get at the statue because our ST is putting down the statue as it's happening. We don't wait and we don't just like wait to pick up that statue. Our ST is going to statue themselves. No flirts happening here, but we do pick up that highlight, and all that's all we've been talking about this game: flirting and highlights, and we've got one of the bad one and none of the other.
yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have the flirt. I'm wondering how suspicious both us and Red Dress are.
Oh,
Choosing to
Red
do
Dress
two
has to
and
be suspicious now. She just took a path right behind the ambassador who was at the back of the venue. Hard to see if that could be a bug. Kotte, again, but knocks her out right here. I'm not sure that that's the healthiest thing for you to do as Kotte right now, especially since, unfortunately, the SDA is out of conversation. There's only like 3 people who could have real right now, and we're one
yeah.
of them.
There's two highlights, and one of them's the ambassador.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Kotte right now. Probably should have kept that seduction target in. It's one of the big skills you need to have as spy sometimes because as we saw, Kotte did win that game on Terrace earlier because Alice, as that really weird AI who had a bunch of progress seemingly from the sniper side, was taking up so much brain space for Ryooo that Kotte was just able to get away with the purloin and not get shot for it. uh, that's really the big reason you want to keep these big suspects in. Otherwise, you leave the sniper open to not have to really
Good
watch
bug.
anything else. We do go for this bug walking through. It doesn't matter though. Duke gets shot as we finished up our bug going into the statue. Perhaps we wanted to go swap it at the end, or because we didn't have much floor progress. But it doesn't matter because Duke just gets shot, and Ryooo perhaps thought Duke was a bug had a bug of his own.
Yeah, I don't mind the path there to statues. If you're gonna do that bug, basically the only way that path makes sense is if you do go to statues, and it's a third inspect. If we swapped or not, it was a question in mind. But the Duke shot here, he was right next to the ambassador, and maybe we just had the wrong things in mind. Red dress not necessarily needed for a civilian shot, and that keeps us tied, keeps us close.
Yeah, I mean, it's still better just to keep her in as a general rule, but Ryooo not able to convert the sniper, when not able to break serve. We are still tied up 3-3. Kotte keeping pace with, who you would expect to be the favorite in this matchup. So we'll see if Kotte can take a lead here in these next couple games, and really say, I can do this. I'm here too. I can get to gold. While
Mm.
Ryooo trying to do the exact same thing, trying to just win this, because either one of them needs this, and they will go to gold, the highest you can place in the tournament of position.
Time for Rio to try and get Kai to call mommy. We're playing as teal here in ballroom, our third ballroom game in three, two, one, playing it. Hey Obi,
Yeah,
does your mom look like an Asian businesswoman?
after all of these times saying no, I'm gonna have to reevaluate and say yes, actually.
Fantastic. We got a big flirt. 49% means it's my favorite flirt because it means that you aren't necessarily looking like you're flirting. You're not just standing on someone's toes, but you can always then go do the 51% in the future.
Yeah, although again, you still have no
No talk.
leeway. No talk. Ryooo has been doing a lot of those this set so far, so we'll
This is
see.
a choice. I don't like this. I think we should have just went for the two flirt. Maybe even push in for a rush. Not even taking the flirt. That's yeah, okay. Uh
We don't even take the talk in that conversation. Not bothering with the flirt. We think we agree with
oh,
the
I know what it
political
was.
sentiment.
I know what it was. He was trying to get the fingerprint, but based on the place in the conversation, there was someone standing right behind him, and he might not have been able to request a drink.
Ah, I see. So he does pick up that drink take and probably this fingerprint on him as well. Once he decides to actually take it. Yeah, there it goes.
And the
Green
big green.
test. That is absolutely huge. Green drink fingerprint, notoriously the hardest to track for any sniper. You can do it, but they're so easy just to slip out of your mind as you're focused on other things in the game that you have to pay attention to,
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
that
close it
could
out
just
too.
be an invisible fingerprint. We could just have a full mission here without ever being seen as having a mission, because only one fingerprint, that's not a mission. It doesn't matter. So we're not going to pick up a highlight for it. We do get the briefcase. We do put it down, and now we're going to go finish up our flirt, and we just need one more mission after this.
Yeah, we could be a bit more respectful. We might just take the flirt here immediately. The obvious choice is do middle statues, and I would suggest doing the ones on the left side of the party, just because you won't ever get shot for a potential swap over there.
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
go for that swap.
especially after Disney's doing middle statues back there, like a total sketchy boy.
Yeah, could just go for that statue swap in the back, right as you said. That would be a nice finish. That's how we finished last time after the Purloin. It didn't get seen then. Will it be seen now? There's a lot of cover again in that area. We have some tall characters, Disney. We have some and Seek sitting right kind of in that line of sight. General also stepping there and kind of hiding the statue. We could go for it, or we could just go for a straight center statue finish. Ryooo kind of making it look like he
He's
might have gone
stalling.
for it, but does not bother. Maybe trying to set up for this bug here.
I don't see the bug being necessary. The concern I have with doing middle statues late. Oh god, this bug is so unnecessary. And
It
we're gonna
it
win with
takes
it. It's a
though.
great bug.
Yeah, it's a
That's
great
so
bug
much
in
cover.
terms of the angle. There's a lot of cover, and there's
We're watching
no
for swap.
other
There's
real
no shot.
crediting from Kotte here. And Ryooo managed to make two spy wins on Ballroom happen. Now needs to lock it up on the sniper to take a lead.
Yeah, I think Rio giving Cuddy so much respect regarding the Prince, probably for good reason, honestly. He did catch him on the Terrace game, so he takes what is actually a very strong bug. There's so much cover from the pillar and the cowboy pearls. Gets a arm right into the big body of Taft. He's winning, and that would have been really hard for anybody to shoot. No,
Yeah,
no.
absolutely. Even if you're absolutely on top of that fingerprint, even if you think that it could have been a bug, it's such a hard shot to take because you're not quite sure what Kotte could have taken if he was on top of everything like that. But in this case, Ryooo seeming to just be another ghost game from him. Very strong spy play.
Yeah. Now we move on here, and we'll get started in three, two, one. Playing it. Hey, Opie.
We're not asking this question twice in
I'm
one
not.
cast, Po noob.
It's not. It's not a question.
Okay, what is it?
Scoreboard.
Oh god.
Scoreboard is
It's
actually 4-3 Rio. He's got a
yeah,
lead.
it's
And the big thing is Rio only needs to win four more. Kotte needs to win six more. So every game here that Cotty's not winning on the spy side is another opportunity lost.
yeah, and Kotte trying to find that spy win to keep it even, but against good snipers like Ryooo, that can be notoriously hard to find, but we do have two so far in this game for Kotte. So, has not had trouble so far, could very well easily do it here. And this is a venue where spy wins are not too uncommon. In fact, 51% spy wins to 49% sniper wins in SCL history. So, just slightly in the spy's favor overall, but very, very 50-50. It is what the players make of it. And we'll
Toby's going to
see
turn
if
away. No,
Kotte
Toby does
can
not
make
turn
this
away.
happen. But Purloin, a white Purloin, we do can pick up the highlight for it. We're not dead yet, but we still need one more mission after this, and I don't see how Kotte can finish that.
So the play here was Banana Bread goes off, Rocker does a reject, we request, and it makes it look like Rocker's the one who was doing a Banana Bread covering the Purloin. The problem is because we white test it, we are still putting it down to very few suspects, and something like middle statues will probably still get a shot because white purloins are still not particularly good, no matter how clever they are.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are among, I believe, what looks like six suspects, and three of them are highlights, including us. We are in that subset of very, very suspicious characters right now, and I'm not sure how Kotte is going to be able to finish this. We're maybe going for a bug here. We don't actually take it, but we could just get shot for it anyways. And Ryooo aiming for the foot.
Oh,
There it is. Kotte taking the bug path without the bug. And honestly, if Ryooo had been on top of it, had been sure there was no bug, that could have gotten Kotte a lot of just this heat taken off. Because what kind of AI after purloining? What kind of spy
AI?
does that?
What
Oh,
kind of
sorry,
spy?
sorry. What kind of spy does a bug path without bugging after purloining? What kind of spy would do that? And so would probably have lost heat if Ryooo was completely on top of it. Unfortunately, Ryooo not sure, too suspicious, takes the shot, and Kotte not able to make that play work. And now we are on to Tien, and Ryooo has cemented a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, this is the second shot from Rio, which is not warranted, but warranted with big quotation marks around it. He shot a bit early on the terrace game. There was no second print. There wasn't a bug there, but his instincts are on, and you do not want to be playing against someone who's just instinctually knows that you're the spy. Now we're on
Yeah,
to Tan,
that's
and
basically how you play, right?
hey Opie.
Oh God,
We'll get it started
is
in
this going to
three,
be
two,
orange dress
one.
memes all over
Playing it.
again?
We'll recount that. Recount that.
Okay, recount that. I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah. I'm not. Well, I'm not sure you got it. I'm sure you did, but in three, two, one, playing it.
Yeah, okay. This is turning right into your set with Scallions at the end of the season
Yeah,
where
but
you just
orange dress is important.
I
Mom
believe
is
this is
not actually that great of a character.
this I believe this is the fourth teal we've seen this set
Yeah. So,
out of 9 games.
so with the Scallions issue, so Scallions decided orange dress was the character he wanted to meme about in old art. When the character selection, they all had the same animations and whatnot. It really wasn't that particular. Orange dress is actually just a really good spy in new
And
art.
new art, yeah.
Um, choosing to play a bunch of mom here, she's not particularly notably good. Her bugs aren't brilliant. Her talking animation's really hard to cut. She just doesn't have any strengths, honestly.
We're next to
I love her
Ambassador here.
personally, but
Here comes the
yeah,
it's actually a
green.
talk. I thought that was a bug lean. But no, we finished up our flirt with 2 greens. We did not pick up a highlight for being at statues here. We are just going to take this innocent drink. We are
Huh.
reading Lolit.
Yeah, along
Very
with
innocent.
small men. Oh,
Oh
jeez.
my
What
goodness.
happened here?
Kotte, really fast shot, it seems. The Duke had been to center statues, probably credited with the bug, but even then, no contact had come off yet. Perhaps there was uh, a phantom purloin, because we get Lolit right as we take this drink, perhaps thinking it was this
Cotty's
white
saying it was a phantom swap in chat.
phantom
Uh,
swap. Okay.
which phantom swaps are already dangerous, but doubly so when the shojis are blocked. I It's an unfortunate way to lose because this is actually putting Ryooo in a dominating lead. Now
Yeah.
he only needs 2 wins to go
Yeah.
versus
Two
Cotty
wins,
needing 6.
and this is the same thing we saw in the last set with Pofke up at 6 points, while the other player needed 5 games in a row. Kotte here is now that other player needing 6 in a row. Or
Yeah,
not
I'm
six.
over
Well, not
here.
6 in a row necessarily. You have a little bit of leeway, but not much. Ryooo just needs 2 more.
I'm over here doing Salmon's panic face. Dell says what's up. We got some twin here, and we are inside the ambassador already. I would appreciate some chaos play. I think Cotty needs to do something to make a comeback, and there's lots of options. We're on Tan in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, one of the options on Tane is just to stay silent and hope the sniper misshoots. That does happen pretty often on Taeyan just because of how suspicious center statue visitors can be. But in this case, we're going to open up with that 31% flirt early on.
Yep, 31's gross because 34 plus 34 plus 31 equals 99, and 99 no bueno. That's Spanish for not good. Ambassador going to middle statues. If you want to do 2.5 missions, I found your place.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a lot of missions at once. You have to be on top of your action priorities so you're sure to get everything without 3 cycling. But because we have seen players during the TOP actually have issues with 2 cycling center statues getting all 3 inspects. You can do it with all lights, I believe, if you are sufficiently fast enough on on getting the next inspect started. But you really want that green, and the fingerprint added in. The time it takes to get that is not long, but it still can hamper you. Not that we're necessarily going there, as the ambassador continues to put fingerprints on things.
Yeah, I don't love this banana bread. It puts off a lot of lowlights, including some like Irish who's at middle statues. This isn't game over for Cotty. It's not like a game losing banana bread, but I feel like this game just got a bit easier for Ryooo to control, and easy to control Tan is a bit of a what's the fancy word for a thing that can't exist?
Paradox?
Yeah, that's paradoxical. There we
You're
go.
looking for a paradox?
You sound like a guy with a trench coat, just like, hey kid, you want some paradox tonight?
You want some paradox? I got some Tegan that's easy to control. Anyways, Kadi now with the 2 easiest missions in the game on Tegan done.
Yeah, doing
Now
them
we need 2
timely.
more.
We're back to having options of quick closure. We could do like banana bread covering.
Oh, we're doing this again. We're doing this again where we go by the ambassador and don't
And
take
we
a
get a highlight.
bug.
This might be a highlight for fingerprint.
Yeah, this might be a
Um,
highlight for fingerprint. We did not take that bug. It looked like we might have, but if Rio, zoomed out, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. General gets
yeah,
shot. Cody manages to keep it, in with 2 civilian shots this game. General at center statue had the real contact. It's very hard to not assume bugs sometimes on Tayen, and that
especially
will
from General.
just. Yeah, exactly. General with that great walking bug. And that means that Cody kind of let another lease on life here as we
I-
go into the next venue.
I'm looking at the post screen, and it's 2 highlights: us and General gets shot. So it's
Yeah,
not like Rio wasn't particularly on the game. Everything he had was accurate except for General, and he went to middle statues. Can't blame him. We got Ryu. This is kind of where you want to be. I think Modern with a lead is incredibly favorable. Ryu just needing 2 more, Kadi needing 5. This one's a must win for Cotty's Sniper, in my opinion. And we'll get it started in three, two, one, playing it.
Yeah, for sure. Modern, the most sniper favored venue, but spy wins are not unheard of.
Yeah,
So
thankfully, all of the venues that we have competitively are relatively balanced. We don't play anything super stupid. Um, the problem with Modern is if you try and do like 4 of 8 Modern, it gives you those sort of feels that you get from like Taeyen. It's just like everybody could kind of be done. We got a lot of people at bar. This Purloin is going to be valuable. The only concern I have is we already have the highlight. May as well do the Purloin. We've already taken the credit for it.
yeah, I mean, we'll see if those highlights decay later on. That is usually how bar highlights go. We're gonna get offered our drink. We're gonna get take the delegate cheese away. We're not gonna take a drink. We're just gonna pick up the delegate option and step into conversation for a far flirt. And honestly, this respect is not warranted at all, just because we're standing next to Seek anyways.
This might be a
So
choice. He might think Seek is a better delegate subject and choosing to go to next to Seek. That being said, if that was the mindset that you have, I'm not sure why we didn't just go next to Small Man.
yeah, here comes the contact. It's pretty early contact for Modern, and honestly, doing both contact and this delegate so early in the game on Modern can be a big issue, especially if you noticed that the sniper is highlighting for people who have been to bar. Because once this
We're
purling comes off, the sniper is just going to narrow it down to only their highlights that are remaining, and that is such a hard environment to finish missions in as the spy. Purloin early on Modern is just so difficult to get away with and still win. And look at this. It's down to two, actually. Three, two or
Yeah,
three.
this is the power of the early highlights. Is he might have just caught the actual delegate action, and when you catch the actual delegate action where you see someone do the stop talk, uh, if you have to choose between those two people, you're gonna go with the one who did the stop talk, not the one who actually took the list. This might be
Yeah,
a really bad spot for Ryu.
yeah, this definitely is. We're one of two suspects left in this game, and we still have, effectively two more missions to go. We need statues, we need the flirt, and then we need one more mission somewhere. But our flirt's not quite done yet, and that could get us into trouble later on if we don't finish it up quickly.
Microfilm's
However,
not gonna be it. You just can't. You can't expect to get away with this with so many lowlights. And I think the problem here for Ryu is he's never gonna know that there are this many lowlights. Oh, this is cute. This is really cute. I don't think AI would ever do this, but this is cute.
I mean, it can happen. You go to the briefcase, you get redirected off of that, and then decide to path back into the bookshelf. But Rio, I think, is aware of how suspicious he is right now. Saw the flood of lowlights come off after the purloin, and is trying, just trying to idle this out and hope against hope. Someone else gets shot. Perhaps all of this idling. One of the benefits of that is that you can maybe get the sniper to doubt their lowlights. Oh my goodness! But here comes the you you saw the safety off going across the party to Rio. Just Kotte's completely sure with this statue visit, and Rio gets shot for it. Kotte completely on top of that purloin. Even if he hadn't been on top of where that came from, you're narrowing it down to 7 or 8 guests on a 21 guest venue that normally. And that's so hard to finish missions. And even here, we weren't finishing missions, but we get shot anyways.
I would have liked a few more seconds before the shot goes off, but I'm saying that as a big hypocrite. In these sort of
You're also saying that as a caster who just saw it get punished in the last set as
also
Poppy.
also I know in my sets because these are such a tense situation, you just want that release. The I know you're I just don't want to have to wait 5 more seconds. Give me that instant gratification of this shot. It's correct. There's no doubt in his mind. And we'll move on. Cotty's still down though. He still needs to do
Four
one
more.
of the harder feats, win a spy game against an elite sniper on Modern. It's like one of those ones you get like a Steam achievement.
Yeah,
And
it can be difficult.
we're back to twin in three, two, one, playing it.
Yeah, but as I said, spy wins not unheard of. It's not like it's a 0% spy win map. It is a approximately 30-ish%, I believe, with current statistics, 70% sniper win rate. So that's pretty low, especially as far as other venues go. We saw Ballroom earlier had that 51% spy win rate, 49% sniper win rate, was basically 50-50 on Modern. That is not the case, but this can happen. We are kind of seen at that book, but we don't take out any microphone, despite the fact that we had a lot of cover for it.
So this is fingerprintable statue early. Coddy's been kind of happy to take the early highlight for doing what is half a mission. Um,
We don't actually pick up the fingerprint on this, by the way. We're
that's
not. We
terrible. That's game losing. Like
Yeah,
this is the sort of thing where if you're gonna go grab a fingerprintable statue and eat that much suspicion and you don't take the fingerprint, and he really should have known about it too because the briefcase was under his feet. I hate that, and I'm sad to see it. This might just be nerves because Coddy's played so well throughout the set. To just miss something small like that and potentially just have it be a bit of a ripple effect to lose the set. If we end up in a spot where we're just missing one fingerprint, I'm gonna cry.
yeah, absolutely. It would be very, very heartbreaking for Cody
We're
to
just
have
taking the
that.
list.
Yeah, we're just taking this list immediately, and this is the exact same thing as last game. Cody saw how that worked out for Ryooo last game and decides, anyways, get this early purloin done, and it's that mission you can just walk up and get, but when the sniper can narrow down this party so much, you're already a highlight. You just took the list immediately. Look at all these lowlights Ryooo is getting. It's the exact same scenario as last time. How many suspects are there in this game? There's like 5, maybe 6. And Cody is the one highlight. This is the perils of the early purloin on Modern.
Yeah, we're down to 5, and we're the only highlight. We're not doing anything without being watched, and we don't have a fingerprint, so we have to do a hard tell or do 2 fingerprints, and potentially do 2 fingerprints through the idea that we've already gotten a fingerprint.
Yeah, that's
Beyond
gonna be.
that, the banana bread's going to be terrible because we're going to lose at least 1 or 2 people, and 1 or 2 people is half the suspects in the party.
Yeah.
I don't feel good for Cotty. And what maps do we have next? Ooh, Queen is now a low light. Nope, neutral light. If you're gonna just flash on someone,
Yeah.
may as well flash on Damon.
Damon deserves it. You know, he does. He's a terrible, terrible bodyguard. How many people get shot at his parties? You know, they like how often? You know, how often does one party go by without somebody getting shot? Actually, we don't see that many timeouts in SCL.
Okay, here comes even more potential lowlights. We're not doing the time ad. The only reason a time ad there would have worked is if it also kept General alive. It's just a hard spot, and I'm wondering if Cuddy even knows that he's in such a hard spot. Ugh.
Oh, so we're picking up a second fingerprint
Yeah,
here, and we're just
here
dying
for that.
for it. And we didn't actually have that first fingerprint, though. We were forced to be credited with it, and we honestly we weren't even winning the game, but it doesn't matter.
We did
Ryooo
also
takes the shot.
we did a little twitch there that looked like we missed the pad. We might have actually just missed the pad. Um,
Yeah, and
it
that
all adds
means
up.
that means we're going into pub as Coddy's last pick. Coddy needs this variance game to work out in his favor because Ryooo is now on match point with Coddy needing 4 more games to win.
Pub is a fine place to do it if you're gonna start a comeback. I don't mind trying to win on a 3 or 5, and it's gonna be Rio on Pearls, which is a fine choice. There's not too much to walk around in pub. We'll regret that in a minute when we are trying to chase our section target and they run away from us. But uh, no swap, no fingerprint, and let's get it going in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, this is the variant with bug on. I will have you note a lot of people do like to turn bug off on pub just because it can be
Bug
quite
and Purloin.
difficult. Yeah,
It's
bug and
fingerprint
Perlin.
off.
Yeah, exactly. Fingerprint off. A lot of people do
We
like to
saw
turn off.
powerful Purloin plays. Say that fast 5 times. On Terrace, and so I'm not surprised that Purloin's been
Powerful
kept.
Purloin plays on pub incoming.
Ooh, yeah.
we
There is
did
a
pick,
fingerprintable statue, which fingerprint's not on, so whoever goes there next is not going to just get themselves shot immediately.
Ooh, Smallman might look like he could have bugged there, going in behind the ambassador with a little bit of cover from Taft's big body. So it's something that Ryooo might need to consider as he's watching this party. And we've talked about it a lot this cast. Where you want to watch who's getting those bugs potentially for the sniper, but that it hasn't been taken advantage of yet. If it gets taken advantage of, it could be really really big for the spy in this case. In this case, it's Ryooo. Ryooo has that early flirt, 47%. That percentage that you liked there, Pwned, earlier. It
78.
says it doesn't look like you're flirting, but you do get the nice, good flirt early. We do not have two flirts, unfortunately. It was out of range, but one more decently close white flirt will get you there.
Yeah, yeah, we're choosing not to chase our seduction target, though it did expire as we were walking. It's going to be lining up a banana bread. If Smallman and Twin come in, becomes really good. They both look like they want the same spot.
Yeah, both of them find a spot, though. Cowboy,
And
unfortunately, left
Cowboy,
out in the
aww.
dust, and here comes the contact. Very nicely timed from Ryooo. Two big highlights in there for Smallman for that potential bug. If Smallman goes to a statue now, I think he just dies.
Twin also. We could be seeing Ryooo getting his gold here on pub just off a civilian shot.
Here
We're
comes
in
that
spot to
last
bug.
flirt. Nice green flirt. It's very far away. The ambassador leaves us, so we're not going to get a bug. But we're not a
That was a
highlight. We have
risky
two
flirt, by the
missions
way.
done.
I
Yeah, it
think
was
if
a risky flirt.
we white test that, we get 17%ed. Or definitely not 22% at least.
Yeah, for sure. But Ryooo, not a highlight, needs one more mission. Could just go to statues if he wants to try to play against that suspicion. Force Kali to take a difficult shot to make, to mount the comeback here. Ryooo leaves this conversation. Not gonna go to statues. We are gonna see if
Bug?
Kali can get a. Oh, this is a bug, but it's not visible. There's a little bit of a snapback. It doesn't take, so Ryooo does not get the missions complete yet. But it's not seen by Kali. Oh, safety off, on to Seek. The shot is off, and Ryooo has made gold.
Congratulations to Ryooo. Yet again, well played from Cody, but it's just the class from Ryooo on both sides of the laser. Really showing. We saw, to note, a similar idea that we saw on the other 305, or actually from Ryooo previously, not necessarily 305, where he decides to not go to statues, instead tries to line up a really classy bug. Bug doesn't stick, but it doesn't matter. Seek goes to statues. We're getting closer and closer to having an understanding of who's going to be in gold, but the ones that are certain from today are Ryooo and Pofke. We already knew about Dowsy, and then beyond that, we got Lazy Bear.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see what
then
happens
yeah, we'll see what
on
happens after that.
the promotion side. Uh, with Cast here shortly. We're gonna watch some Banana Conda versus Scallions, and also some Magician versus Kledos. And then we also will have the Sunday cast, which will have some really big games. It'll be the winners of the games that are coming on here now versus what will be respectively OP Right and Year End, which have been
Grand.
cast previously. Um, that being said, congratulations to Ryooo on making gold. We get Ryooo being the big jumper here. Pofsky just went from silver to gold, small jump. Ryooo going all the way. And there was drama at the beginning of the season. So some people thought Ryooo should really have been silver in the first place just based on his skill level. I'm happy to see him get rewarded by beating a brutal bronze and proving himself here in the tournament.